T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast.
I really want to know your name.
Maybe this will help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all of our followers and our attention to detail viewers, if you saw what just happened as opposed to what's been happening, then you know exactly why me and my brother are
a little geeked.
Yeah.
Did you say jubilated, my brother?
Yeah.
I'm not sure the last time I've been jubilated, but you know,
it was just now. See,
I just feel like I probably need to get tested if I've been jubilated.
Oh wow.
All
right. This is why we never have a solid intro we can use.
We're gonna do it right now. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast. Season 6, episode 4, giving you that relationship talk you can relate to, the good, the bad, the alimony. Got it. Boom. Done. Back to what I was saying. If your blood test come back and it got Jubilee in it.
It's just the J, nigga. It's just the J.
Golly, man. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we in the building, man. We got a new intro. I think I'm gonna play it again a couple of times tonight because it's worthy of that.
For sure. And quick shout out to the real DJ Devious on Instagram, my brother Kerry, actually the founder of the podcast everybody is looking at right now. He's still around, but you know, life and responsibility and all that other good
Mr. Worldwide. This brother is blessed to be working in every country on this planet.
right.
Mr. Worldwide.
For sure. So he did that intro for us, the song, the mix, all of that. But as I said, he is a DJ. So big shout out to Kerry, DJ Devious. We appreciate you, brother.
Man, for sure, man. Listen, we're gonna do what we normally do. Y'all see some new things happening, but the content is gonna stay the same for the most part. We love what we do here.
Yeah.
We love anybody who here for the first time. We love to come in here and we do a form of a check-in. We just do it publicly. Me and my brother talk about different topics all the time. And Kerry thought a few years ago to be a good idea if women in particular got a chance to see what men talk about in the garage, at the barbershops, and just had a chance to listen, because men have been given a bad rap. And if you feel like women have too, then you should start a podcast about that. But as for here, we want to make sure that we mend this bridge between men and women. I think it starts at the foundation, like Mike always says, with communication.
Right.
But in order for communication to happen, there got to be some active listening. And sometimes you got to put people in a situation where they can't talk so that they can listen. Welcome to our podcast.
However, explain to them how they can talk to us, brother, if they have a insightful statement or idea or question.
If you have something to say that ties into the conversation and it has value, and it's respectful. I throw it up on the screen like McJellin has done
Hey
just
Jay,
now. Ooh. Hey guys, look, she said, "Wow." Listen,
you already know.
I came in a little hot tonight. I'll humble myself in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and check in, bro. We got some people watching already, so let's go ahead and do what we do and see if we can give you guys 2 hours tonight. What was your highlight of the week, man?
Highlight of the week. You know what? Highlight of my week was Friday night. My son had a game. And before, let me preface what I'm about to say. So sometimes your highlights are not necessarily sunshine and roses. Sometimes your highlight is you being able to look back and say, damn, okay, I still need work in that area. You know what I mean? And for me, that's exciting. Like we talk about it in the gym all the time. Like, yeah, we pushing heavy weight, but when it comes to those isolated exercises, it really shows us where we're not as strong as we may have thought we were. So this past weekend, long story short, we had my son's game. It's an exciting game. It's one of our rival team, and the parents are rowdy. You know, so a group of parents, they turning up when their team scores, and we're turning up when our team scores. And at the end of the game, we end up winning by 2 points.
Nice.
I meant to talk to you about this too.
Okay.
In the moment, I probably should have called you. Didn't happen that way. One of the other parents, so we're going up. One of the other parents on the other side tells us we need to be quiet and relax. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So one of the parents tells us we need to relax, and I'm okay with that because I get the tension in sporting events. So you know we're going back and forth, and so he clearly starts to get extremely serious. So Janae, you know, we're all wolfing. So Janae says something to him. And he turns and tells Chanae to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, brother. It was a packed. The
Wow.
bleachers were packed. So before anybody knew it, I was on that nigga's ass immediately. Janae didn't have time to grab me. Immediately, I was on him. He probably blinked, and I was there. right. So I'm having some choice words with him, and immediately he starts to backtrack. I would never say that. I'm sorry. This and that. I didn't, you know, all of the other things. And so Janae is going up as well because this is something we're both working on. Because when she sees me 10, I feel like she goes into protect mode. So she feels a need to.
Oh wow.
Kind of like the day we were moving. It was that all over again. So after everything was said and done, you know, people came and kind of separated us, and you know, me and Janae were able to have a conversation, and it really just put things into perspective. Like we can't both be on. Somebody has to be the level-headed person. Preferably both of us should be that. But if it comes to a situation where we're not, we got to be on one accord that one of us got to stay on a 1 or a 2. We can't both go to 10 because who's there to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a good wake up call. Like, okay, you know, you think you got it under control, but then some areas like, oh, okay, I don't. And that's something that we need to work on. So yeah, I think that was the highlight of my week. I'm surprised your sister didn't tell you. Some sister she is. Anyway.
When was she gonna tell me? She gonna call a snitch on her husband? Y'all both was in trouble. But my question to you is, in a situation like that, when you say working on it to where you don't get angry, or working on it to where there's a more appropriate time? Because for me, standing up for the honor of your wife might be something that you want to keep in the arsenal.
Yeah, no, 1000%. You are correct. I think for me, it's more of a self-control thing, because you got to look at, okay, you got your kids are watching. It's at a kids sporting event. You know what I mean? So at all times, my goal is at all times to be able to control myself. Whether I walk up to them and pull them over to the side and say, you say that one more time, I'm gonna put your face through these bleachers, or you know what I mean, some other conversation that's a little bit more civil. I want to be able to, because this was 1000% guerrilla mode. It was bad. It was bad. So yeah, just trying to have a little bit more self-control in those situations, brother.
I'm surprised nobody recorded this. All right.
They did. The kids all had their phones out. Yeah.
Mind you, sis said, mind you, the guy got kicked out the next day from our school.
He did. He tried to talk. He tried to attack, or he went after a female ref the next day. We weren't there, but
so you pretty much didn't finish your job. You could have saved the day.
I could have, but I didn't. Yeah.
All that height, all them muscles,
just a waste. But
you got this brother out here running the streets the very next day. The very next day, you ain't done nothing. A neighborhood menace, and Mike had a chance to shut it down. Wow. All right, bro. Well, you know, this said we don't take disrespect well over here, and he was disrespectful and need to be put in it. Yeah.
All
right. Well, I'm not sure if I was there, I could have done any better, but thank God that it didn't go as bad as it could have.
For sure.
And thank God for your highlight. And sometimes you check the adult in front of the kids so that they learn better. But you know, neither here or there. We'll see.
Yeah, because me and Denham also had a conversation afterwards because he was there. He saw what happened. He asked some questions, and I explained to him about family and honor and respect and your last name and how far you may need to take it and how far it doesn't need to go. So yeah,
fair enough.
For sure, bro. For sure. What about you, brother?
I don't even know what's happened in my life in the last 5 years after hearing that story. What month are we in, bro? We in January. Highlight of my week. My God, bro, I worked. Oh, maybe I went to the spa. I spent most of my Saturday at the spa relaxing, where people can't raise their voices. So that was nice. I felt very relaxed. I felt really relaxed.
That's good.
All right. So on with the show. Mike brings all the drama, which is very little these days. It's not as bad as it used to be.
See, God is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me get the mood ready because we want to have some deep conversation. And you guys know I usually like to start with some fun. You know what? I'm not gonna change the game. I'm gonna stick to what we do because I like it. I'm gonna save. I want to get to that question so bad, but I want to get to it around halftime. So you know what?
I don't.
This would be a really good approach. Let's try this. Let's try this. It's 2 videos.
All right.
And it kind of talks about kind of what you just went through. It's about a man being in a situation with a woman, and they're both similar videos. I want to see your take on it. All right. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
On my number?
Yeah, I want your number.
Really? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good.
You said this is your brother?
No, it's my man.
Oh.
Seriously.
Oh, shit.
You're not going to say nothing. You're fine if I give him my number.
I'll say
yeah, sure.
That was a test and you failed, bitch. Your man is not obligated to risk his health and safety every time another man wants your attention, right? It is up to you to make the decision not to give your attention to these men. What that woman should have immediately done is, this is my man, I'm getting behind him. Talk to him about it. What this woman should have done is immediately told him, get the fuck out of my face. You see that I'm here with my man, right? That's what the woman should have done. What did the woman do, though? The opposite. And ended up giving out her number. It is not your man's job to fight for you. It is your man's job to protect you. Now, if this man came up and started harassing you, then yeah, you should be looking at your boyfriend like, are you going to do something about this? But if a guy comes up and asks you to give you his phone number or vice versa, a man's not obligated to do shit except see what you do as a result, right? Because at the end of the day, He's not obligated to get into a fight with every man that happens to want your phone number. What he's doing is he's seeing where your loyalty lies, especially while you're right in front of his face, right? If you're willing to give out your phone number with your man right in front of your face just because he didn't say anything, then you would probably give it out no matter what. Congratulations, you failed. With that being said, the prankster is corny as hell because jokes like this are not funny. And nobody should be thinking that they're funny. You're literally ruining relationships as a joke, right? But at the same time, you can say that he's helping relationships because this man is no longer going to spend time with a woman who would willingly give her phone number out to anybody. And as
All right. Muted. Muted.
Bro, I was going in.
And listen, it sounded like a great. It looked like a great.
Listen, okay, I could do it again.
Let's
So
go.
this is something that happens often in
It is.
relationships, depending on the beauty scale that your partner is on, right?
Mhm.
I would love to have a conversation about what are a man's responsibilities prior to proposing to you and prior to marrying you when it comes to your safety and representing you in public, being your voice in public, being your vote in public.
Wow. Yeah. It's so crazy when you get married, some things kind of your mindset kind of changes on certain things, because certain things I do now that I'm married, I wouldn't do if we were just, dating or boyfriend girlfriend type stuff. I like even with Janae, certain stuff out now that we're married, there's certain stuff that I think about like, I don't know if I would do that if we were just still like in our dating phase.
Give us some examples, my good sir.
I will not.
All right. All right.
But let's on topic with the video.
I'll give you some examples. What are some things that I should not? First of all, I should not be a boyfriend.
There we go.
I don't know, man. I feel like I aged out. I feel like I had 40 years to be a boyfriend. Now,
yeah,
dating, engagement, married. I'm sorry, but go back to the video.
I'll be sorry because listen, I'm all for it. So one thing I did not agree with what old boy was saying in the video, how she should immediately tell the guy, "Don't you see I'm here with my boyfriend? Get the fuck out of my face." I don't think it needed initially just off rip should go there, because what if he didn't realize that was your boyfriend? What if just because you guys are together doesn't mean people just assume that you guys are an item romantically? It could be your brother, it could be your homeboy, the guy you with could be gay and not even like women. So in that vein, yeah, brother, walk up and shoot your shot for sure until you know that okay, you're not together. To me, that's not disrespectful. To me, I appreciate you asking, even if I'm not around. Maybe you saw us together and I'm not around. Even if you walk up to her, I should trust my woman enough to know that she'll check that. I don't feel a need to, because I've seen, even in the gym, if we're out, I've seen Janae talk to other dudes. I don't feel a need to walk over there and just stand and for what? So
what would you say to the guy who is dating a young lady? They're out in public and another guy tries to holler at the lady he's dating right in front of him. What would be your advice to him? Maybe speak to his ego. What
is the gentleman that walks up, is he talking to you or is he talking to a woman? She got her own voice. So if he's talking to her, let her speak. Because what if she says, "Oh no, we're not together. This is just my friend." Cool. This is stuff I need to know. So I appreciate it. So that's what I do agree with him.
But hold on. But before you go down that path, if the dude comes in disrespectful, should I then insert myself? Because if you're on a date with a woman, does a man hold some type of responsibility, even on the base level of a chaperone, to say it at the least? To say, hey, as long as you're in my vicinity and in my care and I picked you up, there's a form of responsibility that I'm going to take to keep you out of harm's way and to make sure I deflect any disrespect that might be coming towards you.
Give me disrespectful.
He comes up and smacks her on the ass and like, yo, I need that. Listen, hey, thick. I need that. I mean, Hello?
The type of person I am, I would definitely be like, hold on, what's I would definitely intervene. Not saying I don't believe that she could, but
Yeah. You would
Wh-
protect her, the lady you're dating,
Yeah.
like you would protect your sister or
I
mom or
was-
somebody. She gets that base level protection.
yes, and that's exactly
Okay.
what I was about to say. If me and my sister,
Okay.
my blood sister, were out and some nigga walked up and just smacked her on the ass, I would intervene the same way. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily because me and her are on a date. It's because you're a woman and you're, like you said, you're in my charge. We're out together, and I feel a certain level of obligation to say to like you said, base level protection. I'm not
Gotcha.
risking my life.
So
You
if
know
you
what I'm
charge
saying?
up and be like, hey, I said thick, I need that. Like,
I'm
listen,
gonna be like, you heard this nigga talk to you.
you paper or plastic, my brother. Paper or plastic. I'll bag that. I'm gonna bag that right up for you. You need a receipt? Do you need a receipt?
Golly, but yeah, man.
If you pull out the wham bam on you, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Where's your mind at with it?
So we're gonna go classic. Maybe this will help to start off, right?
Yeah, let's
Classic. You about to hear
Yeah.
this, you're gonna crack up.
Yeah.
It depends how into her I am. We always talk about how your level of attraction drives your behavior.
brother.
So if this was
Man.
like a hookup blind date favor,
Yeah.
I might become a wingman all of a sudden.
Like, look, hey man, look, man. This our first time out. We're not even really on a date, brother. I just was trying to
Listen,
I
I'll
was
give you the
bored.
first 3 digits and you can guess the last 4. Let's work together.
Jeez.
Okay. No, but if I am into her, what am I doing in that moment? I think without giving it too much thought, what is my initial first reaction?
Right.
Is to really stop it. I'm gonna block his shot. Yeah. Even if she's not mine yet, if I'm interested, I immediately
yeah. If you're interested,
I become protective the moment I become interested.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know you.
I
ain't even gotta know you, but as soon as this becomes interested, something about me says protect her. And that's the part about me that I'm really trying to keep in check, because that makes me, have feelings very fast. But at the same time, when I say protect her in that scenario, I'm more like, yo, excuse me, my guy, we here together, trying to have a good time, off limits.
Yep.
Basic. You know what I'm saying to you? Basic.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to speak up for her. I'm actually speaking up for something that I coordinated, which was a date. We're in a bubble. I created this environment. I created this environment for us.
Yeah.
No plus ones. We're not accepting any visitors. You know what I'm saying to you? I just want to let you know what it is. Now, if she decides to step outside of the environment and bubble that I created for us to engage with this guy, then she just left the theme park.
Yeah.
And at that point, I got to go find somebody else to occupy her spot.
That's facts. No, you're right.
Okay.
No, you 1,000% right, brother.
All right.
You're 1,000% right. So what? So why do you feel that certain women feel like the young lady in the video? She felt that because she got caught about to give up the number, now that her boyfriend, guy she's out with, should then intervene. I've seen that so many times, and it's so odd to me that women feel like men are obligated because to jump to their rescue or put on their cape to try to save them, when they had every opportunity to de-escalate that before the man got involved.
Listen, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Nothing in that video indicated that she was under any kind of duress. Nothing in that video made me think, oh, there's a threat near.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I'm saying to you? So I think that when I look at that video, why do some men feel this way, or why do some women? I think that let's look at for the foundational thing, hypothetically speaking, they're on a date, right? They're not. She said that I'm with him. That's my man. Golly, I can't even give him that much. But I will say this. I was going to say that if we're on a date, we're all trying to collect data on each other. So sometimes word of mouth data can be fabricated because you want to give the right answer. Situational data helps you to analyze a person's, instinctive reaction, and it's a little bit more true because they can't prepare for that. So in those situations, sometimes a girl may be, if a guy approached me, what would you do? He would be like, oh, I would X, Y, and Z. But if they're in a situation, her mind might be like, oh, let me see what he does. Why? Because I know that a lot of women that I've been exposed to, feeling safe around a man is important to them.
So I get that, but should we practice that, or should we test that theory in real time? Because what if that created a fight? Oh boy goes to jail, accidentally hits oh boy, he falls, hits his head, the guy died. So many things could happen. So are we going to really test that theory in real time? And like, that's wild.
Every day we're testing 1,000 theories, man, and all of them can lead to jail. Something very simple. Leaving the house is a testing of a theory.
Yeah,
we see that right now with ICE.
Yeah, but that's a testing a theory with us. I'm saying, should I test the theory? Me and you are going to the gym, and we're in the gym, and you put on 4 plates on each side, and I walk away because I'm like, I wonder if he can lift this. Let me just walk away, and I see you struggling, and I don't do nothing because I want to test the theory, and you can potentially hurt yourself. No, that's not the time.
Or potentially blow your mind.
That's true. Am I really? So that's the question. That's the question, though. Is that worth the risk?
So that's the question. So if we're talking about risk versus reward, sometimes the risk is worth the reward of information, right? Because sometimes she's like, yo, if I put him in this, if I do this and see how he responds, oh, that's all I needed to know. Me and you, we locked in forever. You know what I'm saying to you? How far are you willing to go to get like that pertinent information that help you make harder decisions? Like, for sure, I know that you got me from here on out. I don't never have to worry about that again.
Yeah, I get that. Last thing I wanna speak on in the video was the last little bit he said about because that was a prank and the black guy was the prankster, and he's saying like things like that are breaking up relationships. I feel like if a prank can break up your relationship, maybe your relationship wasn't as solid as you thought it was, or maybe you guys haven't done enough communication within the relationship to be able to get past something like that. You know what I mean? Because if anything, bro, maybe it raises conversation when we get home, but the end of the relationship, that's wild. That's wild to me.
Yeah. So I think it goes back to something you said. If we have been dating for a while and you're at the place where you're calling me your man, I'm calling you my woman, have we been asking the deeper questions?
Right.
To help reinforce some of this fragility of the unknown, this fragility of being new.
Great word.
You know, I think, yeah, bro.
Like it.
Because when we start asking the deep questions, you start to solidify. You know what I'm saying to you? Work with me. You starting to solidify areas that you felt a little bit uncertain. And then where certainty comes in, confidence comes in. When confidence comes in, more authenticity comes out.
Yeah.
When more authenticity comes out, more accurate data is now being presented on the table. And when you get more accurate data, I think you keep yourself out of situationships because you're more clear on who this person is that you're dealing with and what I should do with them, where they belong, where I should place them.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
That felt good.
For sure.
All right. So let me give you a different scenario, same scenario, slightly different approach.
All right.
Hey, hi. You look way better in person. But you're short though. How tall are you? Yeah, we think you're a little bit taller, man. Hey, you single?
I'm not.
Well, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? But, much respect, though. All right, bye.
So, a dude trying to holler at your girl at Coachella. So, we have another video of a guy trying to holler at a girl who's at an event with the man she's dating or with her man. We saw how the dude in the first video handled it. He just hands in the pocket, shrugged it out, trying to see what she gonna do. The old dude in this video is sitting there eating his ice cream, listening and watching. right? But the women in the videos do two different things. The first video, the woman felt disrespected, like you're not gonna say nothing, you're not gonna interrupt. And in the second video, the girl's like, no, I'm here with my man, even though she said it like, sorry, hold on, don't be sorry that you're here with me. She said it like I'm here with my man, and kind of put it in place herself. What are you seeing between the mentality of these two women? The biggest difference in their mentality, how they handle a guy walking up to them while they're clearly out with their man?
I feel like the level of respect of the second young lady, I can kind of appreciate a little bit more. It wasn't. She didn't play victim like somehow. You know what I mean? Now I feel because he tried to holler at me. Oh my God! I feel it wasn't even that. She even had a little bit of a conversation with the dude because the dude didn't say nothing crazy. He didn't say nothing disrespectful.
Neither did the dude in the first video.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So she even answered his question. They had a little laugh. He asked his question. So right there, she picked up, okay, I didn't want to assume that you was trying to holler, but now that you have literally tried to holler, let me put you in your place. This is actually my man right here. So, you know what I mean? Send them the signal like, no, I'm not interested. I'm here with somebody. And oh boy, took it well. Like, okay, he said his little shit one time and then he bounced. Cool. I don't got why I gotta say anything to him.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to me.
Okay. Well, you already know where I stand on this. So I think that I could get to a point like that to where I could sit there and eat my ice cream after my woman and I have had these discussions about how would we like to handle these things. And she's like, babe, don't even trip. You know, I can handle these situations. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel disrespected. I can handle it. Then for sure. But until I get that from her, I'm just going to initially go into protective mode. Now, let's talk about this for a second, because she is, I guess, famous, right? If the beginning of the video, he said, so in the beginning of the video, he said, you look shorter in person.
Oh, damn.
Catch that? Watch this real quick.
Have they been?
Hey, hi. You look way better in person. But you short though. How tall?
You muted too, bro. He said, you look way better in person, but you short though. So he knows her.
Yeah, that's safe. I feel like that's knows her, has seen her on social, something. But he knows, yeah.
So let me ask you this question, because this is something that comes up often, bro. When me and you are out in public, we often get approached like, yo, ain't you Mike's brother? Ain't you Donnie's brother? I see you guys do a podcast, right? Has there ever been a moment where somebody approached you while you're out with your wife and hit you with that line of, oh yeah, you got this podcast, right? And like, oh, try to start a conversation.
Yes.
Are you single? And she's right there.
Yes.
And how did that go?
I have conversations with people. Shut up. Listen, no, you should have seen your sister walking by. Look, your sister walking by doing this. No. I'll have a conversation about the podcast. Usually it leads to, oh, I know Donnie from XYZ. It'll be short. But the thing about me is it ain't a secret that I'm married in a relationship, because if you watch the podcast, then you already know that I am. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, it don't stop all women from the little short shooting they shot. I just think that it don't take a lot of rah to deter somebody from trying to holler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be I'm not interested. It could be I'm married. I'm happily married. It could be thank you if it's a compliment, because every compliment don't mean the person try to holler. In and out today, when you were in there, when I was over there getting my drink, this lady came by and said, oh my God, you have a beautiful height. I said, oh, okay, thank you. And then she said, and you know it, don't you? I said, yeah, laughed. She laughed. I walked back over to the table.
Pause.
You don't need to. We can keep.
Nah, not even close. At what age did you know that your height was beautiful?
Today.
That's
because I've never heard it before. It was an older white lady though. Maybe not even from the country. She had a little accent.
is beautiful. That
I don't
sounds like
know,
a
man.
compliment you give a slave.
Like I said, she was white and older, so it may have been.
Height is beautiful.
I wonder how much I'll have to pay for you back in the day to get you in my stable. Yeah, I get it.
Thank you, sis. A beautiful height is hilarious. Listen, however the compliment comes.
Like I said, every
Okay.
compliment is not a shot being shot. You know what I mean? And I think so many times people feel like because like if a guy was
Ray said that was a get out moment.
This is why I don't tell y'all nothing. This is why I don't tell y'all.
Oh
But
man.
I feel like if a guy gave a compliment to Janae, I wouldn't just automatically assume that he was trying to holler at her. She tells me her little stories too about the grocery store guys. It's funny, but that don't mean they're trying to holler. If you were being respectful and you're literally playing my woman a compliment, I don't got no problem with that.
So we're at the place where we're okay with someone paying our person a compliment right in front of our face.
Yeah, because I didn't get with nobody ugly.
Okay, bet. So that's just affirming what you already knew. At what age did that shift for you between that being an
Ooh.
insult or disrespectful to it being, yeah, for sure, it's just an affirmation of sorts?
Probably when I got into therapy. So recently, within the last 5 years, I say.
So before therapy, if someone tried to holler at you or give your girl a compliment, not even holler, to give her a compliment in front of you, you won't tell.
Let me tell you something. In my previous relationship, me and my lady are going up the escalator. Two dudes coming down the escalator. All these dudes are doing is looking in our direction. My response to that is, what the fuck are y'all looking at? So, yeah.
That tells me everything I need to know.
Yep.
This is interesting. It's interesting because the more social media we have and the more opportunities for people to be in front of the eyes of so many people, podcasts or books or OnlyFans or just going live or being an influencer, there's such a great chance that your person is online and their best self, their best face, and then they go out in public and people feel like they already know them. So learning how to properly engage with fans or with the fans of your person could be a very important skill to learn in this day and age because of how much exposure people can get, how easy it is, because of how easy it is to get exposure. And then you go out into the world and we ain't got no money. So like we ain't got bodyguards and stuff like that.
Right.
How do we have a conversation about, man, these people feel like they know you because you talking to them online like you know them, and oh, I love you. Thank you guys for chiming in and subscribing, all that kind of stuff. So they feel like they have some kind of relationship with you. So when they see you in public, they want to come holler at you or say hello or give you a compliment. How do you train your nervous system to respond in those moments?
So for me, especially if Janae is around, I always make sure to introduce her. And that's not a necessarily for me thing.
Yeah.
That's for that person. Even if it's a dude, though, it's really for her, so she feels seen. It's not just me. I'm married, so it's me and her. So this is my wife, Janae. This is such and such, or whatever. It just happened. We were literally at the gym, and somebody came up to us at the gym. It was a young lady. Janae and Sister Bear were at the other end of the gym. And this young lady came up to me because she recognized me, and we're sitting there talking, chopping it up, having a conversation. But when Janae walked over, hey, this is my wife, Janae. You know what I mean? Because I don't want any kind of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Although I know that's not the conclusion that she would automatically jump to, or if it was, she would ask me about it. You know what I'm saying? But
so what do you think is the power of that statement in that moment? How does it shift the dynamic, even if the person is not trying to holler at you? What is that? What's the greatest benefit you could say?
So for me, in my eyes, it just takes me off the board as somebody that you can have anything outside of what's happening right now in this moment. Because when you leave, that's gonna be it, unless we see each other again in traffic. You know what I mean? So no need to ask me, what I'm doing later, what's my favorite color. Ain't no need to go into the small talk because for what? This not about to start no type of nothing.
That's good. So it's not your wife yet. What does that situation look like? If it's just somebody you dating, or it's, you know, if you still do the girlfriend boyfriend thing at this ripe age of 43.
If we're dating exclusively, and I say exclusively, we've had a conversation. Hey, I'm not interested in nobody else but you, and you saying the same thing to me, it would probably look a little bit similar to that.
Like, yo, hey, that's my girl right here. We just in here.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Okay. Can I be your girl too?
I tell you, when you handsome your whole life, you just automatically think everybody
would
wants
know
to
better
join
than
the
me,
party.
brother. You would know better than me, brother. So.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, so no, this is good though, bro. And I asked this question because you already know, bro. Like a lot of people know me from the strip club, even though it was a long time ago, and so that kind of energy. What, bro? No. I like Allie's.
That's what I was laughing at.
I like Allie's response. Kiss her gently in front of the irrelevant female. God,
and but you know that's exactly the type of shit that we do, especially in the gym. Real quick sidebar. I gotta say the sidebar because they know exactly when I say this. So the girl that everybody was trying to murder in the gym because I made mention that she was my type. And I struggle with my eyes and looking at her at the gym. She was in the gym about a week or so ago, and Janae was there. And what I did, first I went and told Donnie, and then the second thing I did, right. The second thing I did though was I went and told Janae, like I want to, because for me, what that did, one was, now I'm being held more accountable. Like Donnie's my accountability partner, but then now my wife is also my accountability partner. You know what I'm saying? And so what I did was exactly what Allie said. That girl, she may not have been looking, she may not have been thinking about me, but what I did is I went up and kissed Janae in that moment. To me, that's sending signals to the body, to my body to self-regulate. You know what I mean? Like, okay, stop out of it. This is your woman. This is your why you're here. You know, all of the other things. You know what I'm saying?
All the vows just came back to, and all the moments that you guys have created in the memories just.
Right. So now if a girl was watching, now she knows too.
Yeah. And I think that above everything, your ego was watching.
Yeah, he was. Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying to you? I think that the mature you, the man who you've been called to be, and your future you was watching in that moment. And I think that, again, the Bible says, right? It says that when I was a child, I spoke, thought, and reasoned as a child. But when I became a man, I put my childish ways behind me. I think that they can always come back, depending on how we feed ourselves through imagination, right? You could be thinking about, you could be fantasizing about what you don't have and all the rest of these things and what this may look like and what it may feel like. We've had those conversations. Or instead of fantasizing, you can just remember the moments you've had with this woman that you've married and how much they meant to you, and re-enter those moments to let your nervous system get that dopamine hit again. And again, that's a part of regulating, you know what I'm saying, yourself in that moment. And of course, I think that sometimes my friends say I get too scientific and logical when it comes to these kind of things. But I think that, yes, it's spiritual. Yes, it's emotional. But I think scientifically speaking, we are biological beings. We are divine technology. And there's ways to hack our system to make sure that we stay the path that we say we want to be committed to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? Like you said, kissing your wife might have been one of those things.
Yeah, I do. And I also have to tell myself pretty much on it, like this is a daily like battle for me. You know what I mean? And I feel like I often have to remind myself. I think I told you the other day, like, you're not bigger than a program. Like, just because you haven't had no temptation and no urges in the last week or two, don't think that now you could just get out here and just, you know what I mean, let all your guard down.
You know what I like about my brother, man? You guys know that me and him meet up every Tuesday. Mike has shared on this podcast, you know what I'm saying, about how he's approached relationships in the past. And so he has a very strong approach to faithfulness and a very unique lens on boundaries. And as single as I am, this brother constantly, I'll share a moment with him about something. He gives me advice as if I was married on what to do. And I'm like, I'm like, but I appreciate it because it's pregame. It's preparing me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wait till I'm in the game to be like, oh. So I'm like, bro, it ain't. He'll tell me like I have the same pass as him. He like, but it's good though because it's preventative, right? While you're doing recovery and repair, this brother's making sure I never. Golly, I'm not gonna drown. I just want to know if I can swim. And
funny.
Mike does not play those games with me.
Oh God, that situation was hilarious.
Man, but I just want you to know I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, of course.
So
a lot of it comes through the lens of, like you said, me going down that path and you being my brother. Not saying that we've had the same struggles, but it's like shit. If I can, like you said, if I can get in front of it, help prevent it, even if, and
the reason I appreciate that because I am a risk taker and I'm a very curious guy.
Yeah.
And me and Mike went to this thing called Man Cave one time with my boy Kine. And we were talking about the 4 things that women want: a man who's decisive, a man who's consistent, those kind of things, right? And I remember at the table we were at, I was telling the guy, like, man, I'm just hella curious though. I think curiosity feeds my creativity. I'm a creative. And all these beautiful things about being a creative and how curiosity is necessary. And the older dude looked at me, he said, but even your curiosity has to be disciplined.
Oh man.
And I think that in the midst of me being a risk taker and being curious, and that feeds into my creativity, Mike consistently checks my curiosity to make sure that I'm not letting it just run wild. Like, put a leash on that thing. I got some feet to work with here, but he's like, it can't just run free, bro, because your curiosity is gonna inform certain choices, and every choice has a consequence. And when a consequence comes that you don't like, because of a curiosity you wouldn't discipline, ain't nobody fault but yours.
Nobody fault but yours, bro. Golly. Yeah. That's real talk, my brother. Real talk.
So I say all that because before we move on to the next subject, I say all that because you already know I got a book coming out in June, another book coming out in June, possible book tour, TV show probably going to record in July. So there's going to be a lot of socializing for me. There's going to be a lot of stage time for me. Yeah, and I think God is preparing me for it. But simultaneously, I am in the vein of wanting to be married, wanting to have a wife. You already know, with all this going on, I've kind of taken a step back from dating because I don't feel like I have the capacity to do it with the intention that it deserves. But again, just kind of filling this year out because that's my forethought. I might have it.
Yeah.
But I think that it's good for me to start having these conversations now because I know something that I need to work on from previous relationships is what, Mike? Boundaries. Because and here's the issue with my boundaries, right? I did not necessarily have bad boundaries.
Yeah.
They just weren't in alignment with the woman I was with. And the reason was because we didn't see threats the same. I create boundaries around things I want to protect from certain things that I identify as a threat.
Right.
But if I don't see it as a threat, I don't see the need for a boundary. But if she sees it as a threat and she doesn't see me put a boundary there, me and her got issues. So I had to start learning to see threats through the eyes of a woman.
Now that's good you said that. Now, does that mean then you alter what you see as a threat, or is it one of those things where I still see things my way, but I will at least consider the way you see things? Or are you like I'll throw all my ideas out the window for this woman that I'm with, and I'll just take on whatever she sees as a threat?
I think the superpower is being able to see both sides.
Facts.
Yeah. I see. If I think about it as a man, I'm like, okay, so if I'm leading this thing, right, as a husband, and there's certain things that I'm going to be looking out for as a navigator and the overall, leader, decision maker, kind of influencer, that kind of flow, right? What if I was on the other end? If I put myself in the shoes of someone who's coming in choosing to be submissive and helpmate, what would I then want the person leading me to ensure I never encountered? You know what I'm saying to you? So when I look at it at that point, I can cover my responsibility as a man, but I'm not naive or ignorant
Right.
of what the other person I'm protecting, what they may need from their own lens and perspective. Easy example, like when I'm driving from the driver's seat, there's a whole different set of threats than the passenger seat because I'm in control of the car. So I'm not worried. I see something, they cross the street. Oh, I see, I'm already planned that about, 2 blocks ago. But the passenger doesn't necessarily know, and they don't have the same control. So they have to be reassured in a whole different way than the person who actually has the steering wheel in their hands. So that's been a journey that I've been on. And how have I been getting better at it? Asking women.
Interesting.
Asking women, what do you guys see as threats in these situations? What I've been getting better at is having conversations with you on this podcast, having women jump in the chat and say, yo, nah, like that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like how better to learn what a boundary needs to be for a woman to feel safe than from a woman that is at least close to the type of woman you're looking for.
That's facts. Yeah. That's good. That's good, bro. That's good.
All right. Dang. So Allison said, real talk, curiosity got me raped. So stay strong in holding that leash at the appropriate length.
I like that. Holding that leash at the appropriate length. That's good.
Ali, I always appreciate your vulnerability on this show.
1000%.
When we say maybe this will help, it may not always be something that me and Mike say. You know what I'm saying? Ali, McGellen, K Webb, Ray, those people are good for coming on here, dropping parts of their story that can be beneficial to anybody that watches this on rebroadcast, man. So thank you for that. I am very sorry that happened. I know that you've mentioned it before, but every time, you know, I think it just hits the same to be exposed to that. And we know, you've been doing your work.
For sure. That's good, man.
Danielle said, can you make this a real? Which part? She said, clip that. Ladies and gentlemen, the title of tonight's show. This is interesting. The title of tonight's show is Are You The title of tonight's show is Are You Safe to Love? This, my good friends, is a question that I received from a new friend. I went to the spa. I like to go to the spa to relax, release, think, process. And we were texting on my way there, and she decided to go through a list of questions with me because she's a thinker like me. She processes like me. Like she has somebody in her life like I have you, right? And they have these kind of conversations that are, self-development, self-awareness type conversations. I want to share with you guys a question that was posed to me that set me in the jacuzzi until I began to wrinkle. And I finally responded, but I was like, man, I really want to have this conversation with my brother on the air. So I'm gonna read it to you guys. What is one thing you had to change about yourself in order for you to be someone safe to love? What is one thing you had to change about yourself in order for you to be someone safe to love? First of all, when did I realize I was not safe to love? Because I may not have done any work. I have, but because I've been through this process already, bro, what are your first reactions to that question?
It's a question that forces you to really look at yourself and look at your self-development. And it's a question where you can't point the finger. Well, my baby mama was crazy. My baby daddy, he left me and the kids. It forces you to just look at yourself. What work have you done on you, if any, to make yourself a lovable person? Because we all say, I just want to be loved. I want somebody to love me right. First question I thought about when you mentioned that earlier today was, do I love me? You know what I mean? Do I feel like I deserve self-love? Before you can look at anybody else loving you, so many times we want all this love. We want love from our significant other, but you don't even love yourself. So how can you expect love from anybody else? Because I feel like if you don't love yourself, you don't really know what you're looking for. You calling it love, but you don't know what it is because you can't give it to yourself.
I wonder. So I coach a lot of clients, and most of the time the struggle with identifying what to do next in life, or coming up with a strategy, is that a lot of people have lost internal trust of their instincts
Factual.
because they've made choices in the past. They've seen how their life has turned out, and they blame themselves for making certain choices, and they say, oh, it's my fault, right? So the blame, of course, sometimes is appropriate, but it can also fracture the self-trust that you have. So you don't even feel safe to you. So that's something that we coach on and we try to mend. So when it comes to this conversation about, you know what I'm saying, what did you have to change about yourself to make yourself safe to love? I was like, so, you know, logically speaking, anybody can love me, right? Whoever wants to, but it hits closer to home when the person that you love or the person you want to love you doesn't feel safe with you. Now we can start to have the conversation because it's different when you want them to, and it's not just a free for all, right? So we hear people say, well, this is just the way that I am. This, you know, this and this happened to me, and now this is how I am. And so whoever loves me is just going to have to live with, you know, this version of me, and I deserve the love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right.
Until your authentic self that you refuse to work on can't create an environment for what you want to exist in. The quote, we got to bring it up. True heartbreak is when what you want wants you, but you're not able to give what you desire what it deserves. So when I think about it through that lens, let me see if I can find my answer, because I had to be honest. I had to go in and really be honest, because that one hit me. I said, history has shown that I often flutter back and forth between, am I meant to be married, or do I have the gift of singleness? Which is defined as designed to do the entirety of life's purpose or calling as a single individual. I think that has that fluttering back and forth. I think that has made it challenging for someone to be in love with me, even though they may not have said it. So what would I change? Solidifying to such a degree that I no longer waver in my heart and spirit that marriage is an essential part of God's design for me and fulfillment of my purpose. Another thing is set better boundaries with fans or followers. Another thing is reacquire a mentor specifically around relationships and marriage. I had one, but that was a while ago. So I just started going down a list of thinking of things that I could do to make myself, and it's not just safe for anyone to love, but who I envision, the kind of woman I think that will really help me in my calling. I'm trying to create an environment for her, not for everybody. Some people will never see me as safe.
Come on, man.
But for the person who I want to see me as safe, what am I doing? And I think the pro word is change. What are you changing? You know what I'm saying too? And I think there are things about me that have to continue to mature and evolve. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You don't stop working on those things, because ultimately the more you refine the environment of who you are, I think the more access you'll be able to give to the things that you want and the people that you want in that life.
I agree with that. That's really good. I think that you hit the nail on the head when it comes to me. I think it's just continually looking for ways to grow, ways to do what I did yesterday better today, ways to continue to stand firm in beliefs, in the relationships, things of that nature. Because sometimes, bro, it's not just necessarily about changing, but more so about the growth part of it. You know what I mean? Because we can say the doctor can tell you, oh, you're obese, you need to change your eating habits, but that may not happen the same day. I may have to, okay, I'm gonna cut out chips, and I'm gonna cut out fast food, and I'm gonna cut out soda. And then maybe a month down the line, now I've cut out, you know what I mean, pork, and I've cut out, you know, something else. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times what I found, at least with myself, is just biting off more than you can chew, because you want to do good, you want to do better. So I'm gonna just stop doing this altogether, period. I'm never gonna do it again.
I think I like that, because I think there's something about steady, and I don't want to necessarily say slow, but paced out steps.
Yeah, there it is.
that
There it is.
allow the effect to remain.
There it is. Yep.
So that it's not just, oh man, you showed up good for a week and now you're back at it, because it was really a hype move and it was built off of emotion. A deep intention was never set. It was never locked into your psyche to the degree that will always pop up automatically whenever something happened that would threaten you to go back.
Yeah.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
So that being said, it makes me think about the work I've been doing for the last, few years now. Especially since you and I have been doing this podcast and having our check-in time, that those have been my paced out steps. And the beauty of it is that you've seen me do well and then fully revert and then do well again, fully revert, do well again, kind of revert, do well, do better, do even better.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying to you? Get tempted to go back to reversion, have a conversation, deny it, and keep moving forward. So who was that? Somebody said it this week. I saw it on a post. They said, the day I realized that a step backwards was just part of the dance. Like
that's it, man. Come on, man. Come on.
It's like I'm going into this progression, this life development, this self-development, thinking I'm never going to step back.
Yeah.
It'd be great if I didn't, but I understand that more than likely I will, because the need to digest, the ebb and flow, the inhale, the exhale seems to be such a part of the fabric of nature.
Yeah, correct.
And why would I even want to avoid that?
Yeah. You kind of don't. And I feel like when people, so that's it right there. When people start to avoid or even over fixate on, I just got to do this perfectly. When that step back happens, it's devastating. So they throw the whole thing away. You know what? I can't do this. I didn't try. I've been doing good for almost a year, and then this happens. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just not gonna do it. And then you just throw everything, all that hard work, all that time that you've invested in trying to make this thing work and trying to better yourself. You throw it away because you thought that you were somehow going to become perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's just about the progression of your journey.
I like that, bro. It makes me think that self-development is not about qualifying for a better life, bro. Self-development is about honoring who you truly are in the midst of all these temptations, in the midst of even things that may be present in your lineage, things that are trying to be propagated to you through media. Self-development is about learning how to find out what's best for you, putting yourself on a path to become the kind of person who does that instinctively, organically, who wants to do those things. It's not about qualifying for a better person or your dream person or, the best life possible. It's really about alignment, man, with who God designed you to be, and then fully positioning yourself to receive every bit of success associated with that kind of alignment, that kind of divine alignment.
Yeah, I like that.
I think some people answered. I think Danielle, when we asked that question, for those who are just joining us, the question we just asked a few minutes ago was, what is one thing you had to change about yourself in order for you to become someone safe to love? I think Danielle answered that question. She said self-regulation and being the president of Shut Up Ministry. Tell us more. Tell us more. The president of Shut Up Ministry. That's
sheesh. Yeah.
So here's one for you, bro. Ali says safe to love as in you can be trusted to be faithful and not abusive. Let's talk about that.
That's so interesting. When I saw the question, neither one of those came up. I think what came up for me is this person who I'm about to, come into this union, whether it's dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage, is their heart safe with me? I didn't think about just cheating. I didn't think about just one thing. I thought about the like everything entitled. Am I going to be honest? And am I going to be transparent? And am I going to be a man of my word? And am I going to be, whatever the case may be. Am I going to be those things for this person? Are they safe? Are they safe with? Is their heart safe with me?
Let's take. I want to go where you're going, but I want to take a moment. What do you think it means for someone's heart to be safe with you? Well, we usually do that on the podcast. We'll break down to make sure we're all using the same definition.
So for me, I think that when I feel safe, or when my heart feels safe with a person, I know that I can truly be my authentic self without any form of judgment. And when I say judgment, I don't mean that they can't have an opinion about me or how I'm doing things. But when I say judgment, I mean more like, more negative. I'm not being judged. I can be myself. I know that if I need some sound counsel, that I can go to you. Somebody that is not really quick to get upset when things don't go their way. Somebody that's just really trying to understand me on a cellular level. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Not just that's just Mike. He's cool. He's funny. Dresses nice. He works out. That's cool. But somebody that's really trying to get to know me. You know what I mean? That's how, for me personally, that's how I feel. My heart feels safe.
All right. So check this out. I put in a prompt. I was like, so what is the heart as defined? What is the heart as defined by the Bible and philosophy? In both biblical and philosophical contexts, the heart is defined not merely as a physical organ, but as the central governing core of a human's personality, encompassing the totality of one's inner life, intellect, emotions, and volition. So we got it sometimes called it's a control center. It is the hidden control center of a person where thoughts are formed, desires are fostered, and decisions are made. It's also the source of action. Scriptures views the heart as the root of all human behavior. As Proverbs 4:23 states, it is in the wellspring of life. So, the Bible says, guard your heart above all else, because from it flows the issues of life. When I hear someone say that their heart is safe with someone else, understanding that the heart is really the governing piece where the processing is concluded, that then informs the behavior that's going to cause you to make a choice that's going to bring about a consequence that you want to live in, right? You always say that you can't choose a choice, you can't choose a consequence. Right. So choose a choice that gives you the consequence that you want. So when I think about the heart's involvement in your whole decision making, that's going to bring about a consequence. Who would you trust in that room?
Mm-hmm.
Where decisions on how your life is going to go are made? Who would you trust in that space? And so when Ali was like, faithful or abusive, if you were with someone who was unfaithful or someone who was abusive, that would definitely affect your control center, how you make decisions, because you're probably going to be in fight or flight. You know what I'm saying to you? Someone who takes their vows serious, someone who takes their personal development serious. Seeing someone, and I would say this from the women that I know, when a woman sees a man consistently working on his self-control, they have a tendency to feel safer.
Yeah.
And so what that tells me is that in my self-development, and all I'm trying to get my money right, you know what I'm saying, trying to get my body right, you know what I'm saying, trying to make sure I get my career right. At the core of that, self-control, even the Bible highlights it, might be the most important thing that I can do in order to have a safe environment for my partner to rest their heart in.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But let's flip it though, because we always have to do that. What kind of environment does your heart need, bro?
What type of environment does my heart need to feel safe? I just named them. I gave you all my.
I want to circle back, because sometimes after the definition and things, you might start looking at it differently, because I'm inviting little Mike into the conversation. I'm inviting the one our therapist talks to, because it's not just 43-year-old Mike.
For sure. And my first answer about being able to be myself was Little Mike. You know what I mean? Not having to put on a facade of being cool or being laid back. I can be goofy. I could be sad. I could be emotional. You know what I mean? Those things that are welcome instead of shunned, or why is he acting? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think the thing that really kept me in the relationship I'm in was being accepted for who I was at the time when I wasn't working on the things I'm working on now. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's for every woman or every man to do. I feel like, you know, you're gonna have to talk to God before you just jump in.
Talk a little bit more about as much as you're comfortable with, a little bit about being accepted in that space before self-development was a big deal.
I as much as I wanted to be in a relationship with Janae, and as much as I enjoyed being in a relationship with Janae, when me and her first got together, I was still hell bent on not being in a relationship. And I told her that to her face, like, ain't nothing I'm interested in. You know what I mean? We can go on dates and we can come over and we can hang out, but that's pretty much going to be the extent of where I'm willing to go. And that's the type of demeanor and mindset that I had. And it took a long time, really. And it took a lot of therapy and, you know, people like you in my ear and the space that Janae gave me to be able to grow and mature and to work this thing out. But it was a lot on her, on me, on the relationship. And that's why I say creating a space for a person to be able to go through so many different things while being in the relationship is a lot. And that's why I say I wouldn't suggest everybody just, if your woman is having troubles with XYZ, or if your woman is, you know what I mean, blah blah blah, if your man is this and that, just stay with them and just love them through it. I'm in the situation, and I don't necessarily believe everybody should just do that. I feel like like I said, you got to talk to God and make sure that's where you're supposed to be, because you can get your feelings real hurt trying to do that.
I think somebody said on this podcast once that Janae was graced for you, right? And I know you love that statement, because not everybody is graced for you. There's some people who may want to love you, but just don't have it within them to do it. That could be a skill set, or they're not graced. They don't have that divine, I don't want to say intuition or participation or instinct or discernment. They're not wired to be able to properly see a person like you in your development. Some people are able to, I don't want to say handle, such a harsh word, but they're only able to love you at your best.
That's perfect.
And there's some people who are graced to love you throughout all of the parts of evolution that you're going to encounter. And I think those are the people that you want to highlight for that most premier role of partner or best friend or chosen family, because fair weather friend. I'm not mad at a fair weather friend. I love friends that can be friends in fair weather, but I know that I need friends. And I need people close to me that just aren't only built for good weather.
And I'm glad that you really I'm glad that you said that, because it doesn't just stop with your romantic partner or your love interest. It goes into like legitimate like friendships, i.e. me and you've seen the dark side of me and the things that you know what I mean, that me and you have had direct interaction with, that could have, if you were that fair weather friend, you had every right to be like, nah, my nigga, I'm cool type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I feel like you're another person that's been graced to be a brother in my life.
Damn, I never thought about that.
Nigga, what?
I've never thought about that.
Really? That's wild.
It's weird because now I'm thinking about Janae and what she does and how she's always like, no, it's just what I do. We be like, man, it must be hard on you. And I was like, she's like, no, I'm just being who I am. So maybe the people who are even graceful, you don't even know it because they just being themselves.
Wow. But see, here's the thing. I still think that even that just being themselves is still just being themselves with you, because I can't say Janae just being herself or Donnie just being himself. He would be that way with anybody else, or she would be that way with any other guy that she's been dating.
That's good.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
That's real good.
I still think it's like a divine relationship.
Respect.
Yeah.
And if someone's grace for you, you can still run them off.
Yeah.
I think
thank you.
There's a point
for sure
that grace runs out.
Yeah,
especially inside of a human.
It has to be said though, bro.
Yeah. I would say don't test and play with how much grace does this person really have for me. I would not suggest to play that game.
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the show, and before we go any further, what I'd like to do is give you guys an opportunity to help out. We used to do this at the halftime of every show. Yep. And we had $5, $10 coming in, $15 coming in. We stayed on the air. Well, recently, me and Mike have gotten a little cocky, and we have stopped asking for no donations. And here we are paying twice the much amount of money we used to pay for this platform. StreamYard is doing some great things, right? They've added a lot of new features, sharper images. Like they're doing some great things, but they've also taken our subscription from $44 to $88. We want to stay on the air. We want to stay with this company. So if you wouldn't mind, this is our Cash App, $ maybe this will help. $5, $1. We're not tripping. Whatever you want to give, we appreciate any donation, any amount. And if you have some very generous friends who are online shopping right now, tell them to shop at Cash App. Go to $ maybe this will help. It's worth a shot.
I like it. That's right.
So Danielle got back to us. She said about things she work on to be a safe place for someone to love her or for love. Not to be so mouthy, sharp with my tongue. Everything you think doesn't need to be said. Stop, process, and then respond with love. In short, I had to learn how to express myself in a way that speaks to his heart.
That's wild. It's so interesting how you see people maybe have short conversation, and then like I've met Danielle I think twice, you know what I mean, and we've had small conversation. I would have never thought that she was mouthy. That's crazy.
Me and Danielle talk through direct message, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Danielle, I'm playing. I'm kidding.
You about to have a whole paragraph in your DMs waiting.
Waiting. Be a whole voice note.
Right. That's funny.
Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was our halftime report. We just, donations are always appreciated. We're about to get into the second half of the show. How's your energy, bro? You good to go?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, man, that was a good. Aw. Thank you. Mom said we're doing a good job. I think she's about to. Love
you, Mom.
Mom just sent us some Cash App money. She said you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you, Mom.
She didn't log off just to go put some cash in there. All right, appreciate you.
Yeah. Yep.
Golly, I am in trouble.
Yep.
Okay. Listen, first of all, I just wanted to say it's late. It's late, and I'm a little tired. All right, so let's go this route. We already talked about the guys approaching your girl. Let's do, what is this? Oh, you know what? It was said earlier. I'm gonna say the one you sent for last because that's gonna be a good one. Oh man, this is so good. Okay, so let's go Let's go this one first. We'll do this one, and then we can have some fun possibly after if we want to. So check this out.
My husband was here. He would tell you, don't nobody on earth know him better than I do.
Because you got to.
I make it hard for him to stay mad at me now.
Come on, man. We tell women, if you really want to know that man, study him like your life depended on it.
Lining up on the chairs and coming up in the middle. Is there anything I can do for you?
Whatever needs to be done.
It's my job to know you. It's my job to know what moves you, what causes you to tick, what doesn't. It's my job to know when you're feeling a particular way, and I can hear it in your voice. It's my job to know those things.
What the sister said was on point. As a wife, your job is to study your Lord and to be able to anticipate whatever need that he has for you. And I can see why in the world it would be controversial, because the world teaches us the exact opposite of what we should be doing. Feminism has corrupted sisters' minds, having them thinking that submission is slavery. But the Bible tells us to be in submission to our husbands in all things. Genesis 3:16 tells us how our desire should be to our husbands. So it's our job to study, anticipate every need. It is our absolute pleasure to be able to assist our husbands in any way. According to Genesis 2:18, the Most High created a woman to be a helpmate, to assist a godly man. So that is our true role. Not to be side chicks, not to be baby mamas, not to be independent and alone, but a helpmeet to a godly man. And that's why it's important for you to come back to who you're truly created to be, according to the Bible, which is a godly woman, a daughter of Sarah.
All right. So the first video alone was a good discussion, but then she added some extra stuff. What do you think about that?
I do. I do think that the first video was really good. I think. Can you just play the first part of that video again? Because it's something I disagree with.
Oh, yeah. Before the lady got on and started talking.
Yep.
My husband was here. He would tell you, don't nobody on earth know him better than I do.
Because you got to.
I make it hard for him to stay mad at me now.
Come on, man. We tell women, if you really want to know that man,
I make it hard for him to stay.
Oh shit, man. Mike gonna find it. He gonna find it. Go ahead, bro.
Because I have to compare things to my now marriage and the relationship I'm in. How do you get mad at you in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Since we've been together, it's going on 5+ years. I've never been mad at Janae. So when I hear statements like I make it hard for him to stay mad at him, why don't you make it hard for him to get mad at you?
Okay, devil's advocate.
Let's.
Some people are just grouchy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying
Yes.
to you? Some people,
Yeah.
if they don't get their preferred breakfast in the morning, if they don't get their 3 cups of coffee that day,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, they can take it out on you. Can you be the cause or source of someone's anger in a relationship accidentally? Yeah, because you guys are growing together, getting to know each other, having to die to self. So it can be like, babe, I asked you already, you know what I'm saying? When you pull my truck into the garage, like back it in, don't pull it in forward.
Is that mad though? See, I take stuff literally.
It depends.
Mad.
That could make someone mad. Yeah, because you never know what they might be working on.
That's facts. I'll give you that. All right.
You know what I'm saying to you? So when you're grace for somebody, I just want to put that out there.
That's facts. That's facts. That's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Because
so
I
with
think
that
that.
being said,
Okay, no, go ahead.
No, yep. You think that what?
I was about to say, when I look at my previous relationships, which none of them have been marriages, there's certain things that they would say, hey, I'd like if you did more of this. From the moment they said that to the moment I was able to execute it with mastery and consistency was a time. And so
in
between that time,
yeah,
there was some elevated emotions because my learning style wasn't necessarily as quick as what they would have desired for it to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that. No, I think she was on point, bro. I think that
your partner.
I think that on the on what the sister in the yellow that was in the cult, and what she said, I feel like there is a stigmatism negatively about just the word submission when it comes to relationships. And I would agree with a lot of these women, like, no, you're not supposed to just be submitted to any old nigga just because you married. I think when the Bible is speaking about that, he's speaking about a specific type of man or a specific type of husband, really. I feel like that submission piece, a lot of people say, well, your submission should start when you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, or you guys are dating, because it's not like a switch you can turn on and turn off just because you get married and you're in a relationship. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like it can be a switch, because if it, like we talked about it earlier, there's certain things that, just like we're reserving for when we get married, it's certain things that women should reserve until they get married as well. And I feel like submission may be one of those things.
Yo,
women wives submit to your husbands, not girlfriends submit to your boyfriends, or women submit to the nigga you dating just because you've been dating them for 3 years.
Right. Write down 126. Write down 126. I need to make a reel out of that, because that's good, bro. Sometimes your best efforts don't work because they're not in the appropriate environment. They're not underneath the appropriate covering.
Yep.
That's like you go into a job where you have not been hired to do any accounting. You do admin work, but you take it upon yourself to do some accounting work and wonder why you don't see an increase in your paycheck, because there wasn't an agreement. That was just voluntary submission. That was not even a part of your job description at that level of dating, at that level of relationship. That was something that you could come to agreement on in a higher level with stipulations and the pay increase, all that understood.
And you know what it leaves? It leaves the person feeling unappreciated. I'm doing all of this and you don't even, nor should he, or nor should she. Nobody told you to do that. You doing this thinking that this is going to somehow make him put a ring on your finger. You auditioning.
That's hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, but I remember I told one of my friends that all the extra stuff, like, oh, coming over if you guys want to cook for each other or take her car to get washed prior to marriage, I said, oh, that's voluntary. This is charity work. This is charity work. It's just charity.
Yes.
No one's obligated. No one's under a contractual agreement. There shouldn't really be an expectation, unless that's where you guys finally land on. Again, now, if you guys want to do that before, you're married and stuff, cool. But I think it would be helpful for people's perspective of the dating pool to not have piss in it if people clearly communicated to one another. Anything that you do is charity. I'm just trying to get to know you. Don't do it to try to get me, because you might end up resenting me because I may look like I don't appreciate it. And that might be because this is not even the environment for that to be valued.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Golly, man.
Yep. You got people out here. I took you to Jamaica for 3 weeks and it was all inclusive. And you ain't even put out. We ain't had sex, and we ain't. My nigga, what you doing? She don't owe you nothing. Like what? Or on the flip side, we went out to dinner and we had sex, and then you stopped calling me the next day, and men shouldn't be. What you mean? You put your vagina on a platter, gave it to him, and then wonder why he didn't come back. He got what he wanted. Stop thinking that stop thinking, men and women, stop thinking that because you're doing these grandiose gestures and these romantic things that's somehow gonna keep a nigga or a female. It's not. People gonna stay where they want to stay. And if it ain't with you, it ain't with you no matter what you do.
And I think that in those situations, you know what I'm saying, the value of whatever your efforts are in the mind of the one receiving it. And that means that the value may fluctuate. And so don't feel resentment. Don't be mad because they don't value it at that level. Because from where I'm coming from and my foundational beliefs, that is something to be reserved under a specific kind of divine calling. And when I say when it's under that calling and it's deserved there, I think it's also expected there. I think that that's where men expect their wives to respect them. And I think that's where women expect their husbands to love them like Christ loved the church, because we're now in this new environment where that is the expectation. And I think that that's where, okay, this is what we signed up for. Outside of dating, I don't think a lot of people know what they signed up for, or even have a conversation about how do you do dating. So we'll both know what this environment is intended to look like.
Yeah. Even I would even go as far as to say, even in marriage, make sure you guys are on the same page with your expectations. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's fair.
Even though marriage is a biblical thing, people still add their own extra expectations onto that. And then some people don't believe in the biblical expectations. They have their own set of so make sure y'all talk about what's expected before you say I do.
That's fair. That's fair. Golly. Okay. As we move on, because I want to say this before we move on to the next video, like studying your partner. I think that this is something I did. I did. Oh my God. I did this a few relationships ago. When I found myself interested in someone, I opened up a note tab and I opened up the note app in my phone, put their name, and started jotting down the data that I was collecting. This is before dating. This is just stuff of, oh, this is your birthday. It's your favorite color. Oh, you like this kind of music. If I'm interested, I'm collecting data.
Yeah.
If I'm dating for romantic interest, then I'm also collecting data. But anybody that's trying to get any kind of significant access in my life, I am taking notes.
As you should.
And so when I refer back to things, I'm like, oh, okay. If you're not really taking notes, you're not really paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, you're not really studying. And if you're not really studying, that makes me wonder if you're ever planning to really love this person, if you're ever planning to participate or contribute to their well-being. Because if you were, then you would need to know what they're looking to do, what their goals are, what their gifts are, where they need help, where their deficits are. You know what I'm saying? How they like to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would need to know these things if you planned on one day contributing to the well-being of their life. So if you're not doing these things, then I question, what's your plan for being a positive force in their life?
Mm-hmm. And it's a question that should be asked out loud.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
So let me ask you this before we go to our next one. Do you feel, because I believe the young lady said nobody knows her husband better than she does. Do you feel that as your wife, nobody should know you better than she does, and nobody should know her better than you do as your wife, not girlfriend, not dating, as your wife?
I think it would make my heart so happy if that was true. But there's this video online with that quote at the top of it, and then on the video is a lady at the Wax Institute where she's getting waxed. My husband believes no one knows me as good as he does, and she's in all these different positions. And the lady got the little gun, and the wax just,
And we kind of talked. I'm not going to say what we talked about at the gym with me, you, and Janae, but I feel like that's how the relationship gets. Like it's going to be some places that you never thought you would be with your partner.
No. But that wasn't. She wasn't with her person. She was with the wax technician.
No, I know. But do you remember what we talked about?
Yes,
and I
Michael.
said I can't
yes,
wait.
Michael. Yes, Michael. Yes,
it's gonna happen, brother. That's the type of.
I'm not fighting it. I just didn't want to think about y'all too. Vomit. On to my next point. I think that I would want to be the person who knows my wife the best in the places and in the cases that it matters most.
Okay. Yeah.
So that means I may not, somebody else may have a better fix on something like how they like their ham sandwich or their coffee. But I want to know them best. And what's wrong?
I know you, bruh. You gonna know her. You gonna know everything about your wife, nigga. You gonna know she likes her coffee at 82 degrees, not 85. She likes these type of coffee beans. Like I already know how you operate.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna know if she likes her socks on the wrong foot. It makes her feel comforted.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
On to the next. We know what it is. We know what it's gonna be. All right. So, let's do. I think you'll find this one humorous.
Have you ever noticed that when a man actually sees a future with you, he suddenly starts turning into your very own personal life coach and mentor? Now, this is not the toxic fix and control you kind of guy. I am talking about a man who genuinely wants to see you win because he already sees you right there by his side in his future, because this shows up in the way he speaks life into you. Babe, you crush that meeting. If he's serious, your goals end up being on his to-do list. He's not auditioning to be in your world. He's building a world with you in it. The right man doesn't shrink your life. He expands it and walks beside you while you grow.
Watch.
I'm a firm believer that I can literally sit here and talk about dog shit. If I have the right music in the background, I'll get 10 million likes.
Yes, Michael.
I feel like no. because I don't feel like it has to do if the guy wants to be with you. I'm like that with anybody that I care about. It could be you, it could be my mama. I'm like that with Tati, with her trying to start her businesses. I'm like that with Janae, with her endeavors. I'm like that with Cars. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like because it's who I want to be with, that's how I am. I feel like if a man is that way, he's gonna be that way.
They know you. We all know you, Mike. We all know you.
I'm just saying, man. I feel like if the man is that way and he about the people that he loves, he's just gonna be that way. But I mean, maybe there are some men that can turn that switch on and turn that switch off with, because now that I'm with you. So when you're dating, is he not that way?
So let me put this twist on it, right?
Yeah.
I always try to look at things through the lens of capacity. So when you find a woman that you're romantically interested in, as in being her husband, and the amount of attention, effort, energy, and capacity it would take to study her, contribute to her, and know her may not leave you with much for other people. The Tatis of the world, or the Donovans of the world, or you know what I'm saying, the coach, your son's basketball coach, it may not leave you with energy and capacity because of this investment. You might be like more of an all-in with maybe these top 3 people in your life. And so I look at it from that lens. What do you think about, I guess, that perspective?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So when I look at it from that lens, it makes me see how someone could say, like, when a guy's really into you, I'm going to interpret that as his energy and his focus and attention kind of zooms in on you, and with that comes his capacity and resources. And so it is almost as if he's hyper focused on you, and where a man focuses his attention, his energy, and his resources go.
So
I'm trying.
Like for instance, No, yeah, I got you. I'm just asking questions because I wanna really understand where you're coming from. So if my calling, God has me, maybe I'm a missionary and I'm going 90% of the time overseas or somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't give you all of my time, my energy, so I'm not into you? Because I can't, because God has me over here, but you feel like I'm not into you because I can't give you all of my whatever?
Well, all is a vague word. I will say you're not into that person depending on how much capacity you actually have, because all is not really saying anything. Like if you have 10%, if you're gone 90% of the time, how much of that 10% does that person get?
That 10% is going to me to make sure I'm okay.
Then
you
I
may
was
be,
then
you
I
may
was
be able to get 5. You may be able to get 5, but that may not be enough for you.
Yes, and then that would say your into me is not enough for me.
But she can't tell me I'm not into her. I'm into you as much as I can be.
Yes, you can, because
She can, but
there's a qualification though. Everybody has a qualification.
These are my feelings.
You have qualifications for people too. People will call you.
I can't tell you.
People will say, "Hey, Mike, you're my best friend."
This nigga ain't shit.
I just wanted to try to bring in examples that
Nah. Wow.
reset. I'll explain this differently. There are qualifications and standards that people have in order to occupy certain labels.
Yeah.
Everybody's standards and qualifications aren't the same. So for her to say, because of what I'm used to, kind of like we talked about last Sunday, because of what I'm used to, because of how my father did with my mom, this is how I qualify if someone's really interested. And she'd be like, I don't see that from you. So
great.
Yeah.
Pause.
Okay.
But if I'm telling you everybody else is getting 1% and I'm giving you 5,
okay,
then you can't tell me I'm not into you, because on my side, the person that has the feelings, if you don't have them, these are my feelings. You can't tell me my feelings aren't there.
All she can say is that it's not enough. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. They're just not enough. They're okay.
Which is okay. I feel like those conversations need to be had.
But don't tell me that I'm not into you.
Right. Because you get that. You hear that.
That's
you're
fair.
not into me. You only call me once this week. You're not into me. You playing games. This is what I hate. You make time for the things that you really want.
Nah.
Yeah, like sleep and eating. Those are the things that I need to survive in life.
Let's
I don't
go to the
need
big one, Mike. If he wanted to, he would.
There's so many single women out here and men, because of if he or she wanted to, they would. Okay, well,
explain what that was intended to mean and what it actually means.
I think people are putting themselves on a pedestal, not realizing that you may not be as important as you thought you were.
Oh my God.
It's great. I got 6 degrees and I make this much money and I don't need. Okay, great. But this man or this woman, she don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? So because they're not on you and calling you like all these other dudes or all these other women are, you feel like, oh, you must not be into me because you're not acting like everybody else is. I got everybody else's attention. I want yours, but you're not giving it to me like they want to give it to me. So you must not really be interested in me. Okay. Cool.
If he or she wanted to, they would. Have you ever wanted to do something and didn't do it?
1000%. I wanted to marry Janae a long time ago. I didn't. I wasn't ready to. That doesn't mean I didn't want to.
So talk about the man's mind as it pertains to what we want to do and when we actually choose to do it.
Listen, the last thing I am, but the last thing that you want a man to do is make a decision that he's not ready to make. It's going to end bad for you, him, or everybody. So and I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about good men, not men that are playing games or just gaslight. I'm talking about legitimate men that are about their business. We don't need stuff to be perfect, but we need to have a legitimate, itemized, laid out blueprint of an allotted amount of time, meaning if it's 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, I need to make sure that not only can I take care of myself, I can take care of my woman. If we end up having kids, I could take care of them. If we want to buy a house, and we don't, I'm not saying we got to have all the money in the bank and everything right now, but we need to be at a certain point in life, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, in order for us to make certain decisions that women feel like, but I love you. Let's just do it now. No, I love you too, but no.
If I could share one thing with,
please do.
If I could share one thing, I won't say with just women, but if I could share one thing about men that I believe is true for the majority of us, is that we don't want to just acquire. We want to be able to manage.
Come on.
We don't want to, a man who is thinking strategically about his life with a woman, it's not that he just wants to get in it and say, yo, I did it. Men don't like to lose the thing that they worked hard to acquire. So we're not thinking just get it. We're thinking about, okay, now how do I maintain it over the next 5 to 10 to 20 years? So if you see a man in what you call a delay or looks like procrastination, it could be he's at the drawing board trying to make sure that he has everything that he needs in place today and positioning himself to be able to acquire all the things he's going to need along the way to maintain this thing.
Yeah, that's good, man.
It's not a cop out. It's just a strategy for longevity. Like, I want to keep this thing.
Yeah. And as much as I love, it's a lot of things that love can't fix and a love can't manage. You know what I mean? So love is great and love is necessary for marriage and to have a prosperous marriage, but that's not all that's necessary from I'm just telling you how men tend to view things. Not all men, but I know the two on this podcast view it similarly.
Yeah, man. I think that was important because that's such a phrase that I think has been, oh my God, abused in the culture that I think we find ourselves in. And it's the reason for a lot of people cutting people off and getting attitudes and getting upset. If he wanted to, he would. If she wanted to, she would. You remember that video I posted recently on my story? And the girl was like, all these women out here saying if he wanted to, he would. That theory applies to you too, to the one who can't lose weight.
Exactly.
She said, if you wanted to, would you? It's like, okay, so if you wanted to lose weight and it's not happening, the grace or the reason or the process that you're allowed to justify why you haven't done it yet, maybe apply that to him.
That's so good. That's so good. Just put the shoe on the other foot.
All right.
Dang. That's good.
Okay. Well, let's move on to this last video. Boom. There we go. All right. What time is it? 9:51. You want to do that one that you sent? And there's a little deeper conversation. Is it? You feel like that'll tie in?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, cool. Let's get it.
Unless you got something better, I'm down for that too. I don't know what you got in there though.
I got some controversial stuff.
You know, I'm a fan of that.
You know what? Last week we did this. We had like 9 minutes left, and it was like the longest 9 minutes ever. You want to do the controversial and then get into it then?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
My boyfriend gets insecure when I wear fitted or revealing clothes and says it makes him extremely uncomfortable. We got into a fight about it, so we went out to dinner and I wore this really sexy red dress. Okay, girl. It was to the knee and had a little slit and my boobs were out just a little bit. I had a coat and a cute purse. But we got into a big fight and he almost fought somebody at the restaurant. Girl. And I can't help but notice his ex didn't have the same kind of body I do. I'm not trying to seek attention. I'm just existing. But I think he thinks I want attention and it makes him insecure. How do you date a man whose ego can't handle such confidence? My boyfriend.
Yep, this is what Mike likes. This is what he likes.
Oh man. All right.
What do
So,
you do when
yeah.
your new person has all the attributes that you're really into, the face,
Yep.
the body, and maybe even some credentials
Yeah.
that your ex didn't have, only to
Mhm.
find yourself with this new person that is your dream person, and it's bringing up all kind of insecurities. It's bringing up all kind of, I guess people call them triggers, but it's bringing up all kind of insecurities, and you are just in anxiety and stress mode day in and day out about this person.
I feel like this. We would have to have. I would want to have a conversation. If I was this guy that she's talking about, before I go off the hinges and get upset, I would ask her like, "Hey, you know, is the way you're dressing for you? Is it for me, or if it is, or is it for everybody else to see? You know what I mean? Because some people do dress, and some women do. Men too. Men wear the fitted shirts because they've been working on their body. They want like. I want people to see that I've been in the gym type of thing. And women, hey, I got big boobs. I want people to see it. I got a big butt. I want to wear a short skirt to accent my features that I feel like are out there, which is cool for those people. But I think it's a 50-50 thing, bro. I think that, for instance, if this was Janae and we're just now dating, and she's got this ridiculous body, and I'm insecure about it, we would have the conversation I just said. Hey, why do you feel a need to? And I would tell her if I'm feeling insecure, I'm gonna tell you I'm feeling insecure. I'm not gonna, have this macho. Nah, I don't care. I'm just saying. No, it makes me feel some kind of way. Then we would need to have a conversation on why it makes me feel that way. After that, I would like it to go something like, hey, maybe wear something you feel sexy in that maybe doesn't show as much skin. Would that be okay? Yeah, babe.
Where we at? Are we dating? We married?
I'm thinking about me and Janae. So I'm probably okay. Okay.
As soon as I heard that suggestion, I'm like, where we at?
Dating, I have no right to tell her what to wear. If we're just dating, I have zero right to tell her.
Okay, you don't have a right to tell her what to wear, but how should she, or should she value how you feel about what she wears?
I would like her to, but I can't be mad if she doesn't, especially if if you've been dressing this way for the last 15 years and I come along all of a sudden and I probably seen something you was in which made me want to talk to you anyway. So now that I'm with you, all of a sudden I want to stop you because that's mine. I don't want nobody else to see that. That should be reserved for me only. Well, nigga, what you wanted to wear a muumuu or like?
So he didn't say this, but she said she went back and looked at his ex photos and she wasn't shaped like her. And so I guess it sounded like her assumption. I'm assuming that her assumption was that was his issue. He doesn't know how to handle a curvy girl. And I would say that there are some skills that you may have to learn when dating someone that has attributes like beautiful height that your ex didn't have, because they get treated different in the world.
I'm not sharing anything else on this podcast with this black mother sucker right here.
As Janae, how has having a man with beautiful height added to her daily social responsibility, and is she able to manage? Okay. For real though, bro. For real. People get treated differently. Don't stay with me. Stay with me. This thing want to tell on me so bad. There's certain ways of life that you may not be accustomed to.
Yeah.
Because people with nice bodies, nice faces, big bank accounts, degrees, there's so many cliques in this world. And you get treated differently for how you look visually and how you look on paper.
1000%.
So that may be a learning curve for a lot of people to be with someone who doesn't have a college degree and you have a doctorate degree. The conversations may be different. The respect might be different. So that,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying to you? So I think that sometimes it's not so much that you're aiming outside of your league, but I don't think your nervous system can always handle what you truly desire. The depth of your identity isn't rooted enough for you to have the kind of person that you really want. Because you can be, I've heard some women say, oh, base level, just working a regular 9 to 5. I'm a greeter or whatnot, but they want a man over 6 feet with 6 figures. Mm-hmm. And if you're not careful, because that's not what you have, it can cause you to feel some type of way when you look in the mirror, because then you start to wonder, am I his equal? Like, can I really? Because then you go to a party with him and then you meet, he introduced you to a woman who's also 6 feet and also makes 6 figures.
Now you feeling real insecure.
and she's pretty.
And they work together every day.
Slow down, Mike. Golly. You know what? Let me have my own scenarios.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. You got it.
I was gonna say I agree with you. I think that it all does come down to a conversation, but before you have a conversation with your person, if you're struggling with how they dress or how they are in public or how they are socially, have a conversation with your accountability partner, because you may just identify that you're in over your head, and that's not an overnight fix. Bro, you cannot handle being with someone who's that confident about how they look. I've had a person or two who I was interested in, or maybe even dated, tell me that my shorts were too short. My hoochie daddy shorts were too short at the gym.
How dare they?
I never really got to the root of why they felt that way, because honestly, I didn't care. I didn't ask follow-up questions. I was just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna burn all these shorts. I just put them in the closet. I said I wouldn't wear them anymore, right? Because I'm just, it's not a big deal. If it's not gonna kill me, I'm willing to make these accommodations.
So stop.
Okay.
When I said that I would ask the question of, would she mind not dressing that way, you looked at me like I was crazy and asked, are we talking about marriage or are we talking about dating? But you just said a woman you dated told you your shorts were too short and you put them all in the closet. Were y'all married or were y'all dating?
I'm different. The difference is, I'm different. I do. I'm different. The hope was marriage.
Shit.
I saw marriage in my mind. I told you, bro. When I started imagining things, listen, I'm just I'm a husband without a contract. That's
it.
Yeah, man. But it's right. I think that, and that also was a few years ago. So what would I do today? Probably the same thing. I'm not going in front. Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
For sure. And that's fine.
Oh my goodness.
That's fine.
We wear shorts. Okay, well, all right. Listen, man. See, we don't waste the time on this video. We didn't get a chance to get to the one you wanted that you posted.
It's not too late. You got a curfew tonight?
Mike, see, sometimes Mike don't want to stay late. That's his wife is probably still finishing up the food, though. That's probably what it is. She ain't finished yet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna give y'all one more video for the night. We're gonna go into a little something deeper. Just because it's deep doesn't mean we won't laugh, though. So,
facts.
But on the other side, if your woman likes this, then do this. That's not triggering. No, it's not. Here, if your man likes this, then do this. It's like, well,
I got a scripture for you. The Bible says, "Serve one another in love." You serve the people on your job and you don't love them.
Oh my gosh.
I always said this, man. Ezekiel, I've always said this. If two masters get married, there's going to be some serious problems. If two slaves get married, it'll be wonderful because they're trying to outserve each other. Why do you think the Bible says when you get married, your body no longer belongs to you? Why would it say that? But see, people don't serve each other today. They use each other today.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people get married because they're using the individual because they're lonely. They're using the individual because they can't pay their bills by themselves. They're using the individual for who knows a host of many different reasons, but nobody is serving one another. The marriages that make it other ones.
Okay. So because you put this, I thought your approach would be different, but from that face, I can tell we on a whole different.
Oh, good. I like these.
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Go ahead, Mike.
I like these. That servant thing. And I've always said that, especially about the relationship that I'm in, if I'm constantly trying to serve or give, you know, everything that in my capacity to give, and she's also trying to serve or give everything in her capacity that she can give, that leaves very little room for somebody to claim unhappiness or I'm not getting enough of, or I'm not saying people can't complain about it, but I'm just saying it leaves very little room because I know I'm constantly trying to make you good. Hey, you had a long day. Let me do dinner tonight. Hey, you need a foot massage. Hey, you know what I mean? Just always trying to think of ways to lighten the load. I just said that on Brother Time. Just trying to lighten the load. And if we both have that mentality of lightening the load for each other, I mean, I'm looking for the way that we can fail. I can't see it.
There's one load you left out, but you definitely want to make sure that's lightened. I hear that. I hear that, and I heard a lot of the video.
Here we go.
I think
let's go. I like it. Come on.
I was expecting a devil's advocate from you at some point.
I know you were.
So bad. I was expecting one from you. Because it had the music behind it.
It was annoying me the whole time. Continue.
And when I think about going into these spaces, I saw a video early this week, and it was like, you know, marriage is made for servants and all these other kind of things, and it just continued to remind me of like,
why you not married?
Damn. Was that payback? I deserve that.
Oh, yes, it was. Sweet revenge.
I deserve every syllable. God. I do. I know I do. Okay. That conversation just reminded me of the song, What's Love Got to Do with It? Got to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about how heightened we put, how high of a value we put on, do you love this person? And now I'm listening at this video through the same lens of how important it is to serve this person. I think just for me, I always come back to, but what's the plan? What's the vision?
Right.
Because all the love and all the serving, if not applied to a plan or a vision, where does it get you? You know what I'm saying to you? So I get it. I get it. We're trying to serve each other, but this goes back to a question I haven't asked in maybe like 2 years. And the question was about moving from being exclusively dating to a engagement or to marriage. Actually, no, it wasn't. The question was about moving from friendship into the journey to marriage, which would be dating and all that kind of stuff. And the question was, what is it that I want to give you that requires me to be more than a friend to give it to you?
Yeah.
So that's a servant's heart of I'm in this world. I'm in this environment with you. I'm stewarding this connection with you because there's certain things I believe God's put inside of me that I want to give to you. And I'm committed to doing that. But if I find something that God put inside of me that is for you, and it's not appropriate for me to give it to you in this friend space, that we must be married in order for me to properly give this to you, stop it. Stop it.
No, I'm with you. No, it's good. No, I'm
being a pervert.
No.
And I want to ask myself, what is that thing? Because if not, sometimes you want to give this person the world and all these other kind of things, and you can do all that in this friendship. There's no need for a marriage. I just want to serve this person. You can serve them well as a friend or a business partner. That's not a verification that you two need to be married. I love this person. That's not an indicator that you guys need to be wed.
It's not. I looked up the question I gave chat was, what does God say about service in marriage? It's a little lengthy, but I think it's good though. God calls for mutual sacrifice service in marriage, modeled after Christ's love for the church. Then it goes through some bullet points. Sacrificial love for husbands. Husbands are commanded to love their wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up to her. This involves nourishing, caring for, and leading with selfless love. Respectful submission, which is for the wives. Wives are encouraged to submit to their husbands as to the Lord, supporting their leadership within the marital covenant. Mutual service calls for submission out of reverence for Christ, ensuring both partners serve each other. Purpose of service. Service should be joyful, not bitter, fostering unity, trust, and honoring God. It is the way to outserve one another rather than keeping score. And the last one is respect and honor. Husbands are instructed to honor their wives, treating them with understanding as equal partners in life. So when I listen to those bullet points as it pertains to the Bible and scripture, I think that it's different than when we think of service, like you go to a restaurant and you have a server that just waits on you hand and foot and at your beckoning call and bring me this. No, I want this. No, now bring me this. I think that the biblical definition of service is different from our Webster's dictionary, if that makes sense.
That's interesting, because Webster also will give you like 30 different definitions.
True.
And I'm wondering if because your prompting was through the biblical lens, that it brought you context from the Bible about marriage. Because oh, this is interesting. Because if you're looking at the servitude required in marriage through the lens of how we may treat a waiter at a restaurant, does that not kind of give off like a transactional type?
No, it does. That's what I'm saying. They're different. It 1000% does. It 1000% does.
So the biggest difference you're saying is what?
I think the biggest difference is, like it said there, we're not keeping score. I'm not doing for you so you can do for me. I'm not doing for you because you've already done this. And if I go to a restaurant, I'm going to tip you based on how good your service is. In marriage, I'm doing this because I'm doing it as unto the Lord, because that's what the Lord told me to do in this marriage for my wife. Whether you a good tipper or you're not a good tipper, I'm being who I believe to be as a husband.
Speaking of tippers and how they serve
Tip
purpose, huh?
I thought you said something about a tip drill.
I might have, and that might have been the direction I was going in, because it's interesting. And I know we ain't got no curfew, but I just wanted to bring this to it because I feel like it ties in to an earlier part of our conversation. Are you a fan of your spouse? Are you a fan of your spouse? Because
bro,
I don't think that we intentionally try to compare, but if you're with someone that has fans, like legit fans, and the way they fawn over and serve and try to do all these sweet things for, and to be with someone that you've chosen and committed to, that I won't say doesn't have that fan spirit, or maybe that's the wrong way to say it, or it doesn't have that kind of admiration, or is not inspired by you like a fan is, could that kind of make you feel some type of way? Like, damn, these people out here love me and want to do X, Y, and Z for me. And then your person is like, but they don't have to deal with you every day. Not in a bad sense, but they only get to see you on stage at your best. I get to see all of you. So that may explain why my energy may not look like a crazy fan.
And that's cool. And I get that. But like my brother Kerry used to always say, I need my woman to be my biggest fan. I need her to drown out all the cheering in the background. Not saying that I don't have my own self-control, because I should as a man, but regardless of the fact, if I get a haircut, I need that first compliment to be from you. I don't need to go to work and hear 30 other women talk about how good I look today, and I ain't heard that from my wife. I don't need to go to work. Again, not saying that I can't cook my own food, but what I'm saying is I don't need the woman at work to always be out. I don't never see you come in with no food. I'm gonna cook you something tomorrow, and then I don't need the work wife mentality. None of that, because I want my wife should be taking care of that.
That's good, man. I think that this goes back to the conversation of be present in your relationship.
Sure, that's what it is.
And I think that the enemy of presence in your relationship is becoming overly familiar or too comfortable. And I have to say it with that emphasis on it, because you want to be comfortable. You want to be familiar. but it becomes too much when you believe that you know them so well that you no longer need to be a student.
Yeah, yes.
And I think that's the key component to watch out for, because people will continue to surprise you.
They will, and in good ways if you allow
In good
them.
ways too, yeah. And so when I'm thinking about that, it's like, well, what happens when a person becomes too familiar or too comfortable? They start giving time and energy and attention to other endeavors and other things, and they feel like, I got this under control. And what they do is they'll turn around and look at this thing that they think that they got under control and be totally out of the loop and be totally disconnected from. And you're like, oh, babe, I didn't even know you got a new haircut, or you got a new car, and we live in the same house. Like, baby, that was 3 weeks ago, but you're consumed over here and somewhere else because you believe that your marriage is on autopilot or auto renew.
Auto renew is crazy. That's so good. You believe your marriage is on auto renew. So when she got on that brand new perfume, or she start wearing lingerie to bed, you not picking up on any cues.
Yeah, you.
Ooh.
The healthiest of marriages wake up every morning and choose each other again. It's not an automatic. Like, it's a daily choice. The moment you think yesterday's energy was enough for today might be the moment that you guys start growing apart, missing each other, missing the point. Something. We could pick up there next week, man. I'm good with that.
That is good. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to pick that one back up.
All right. Aisha said, well, let's be friends, Donnie.
My brother's not really taking no new friends at the moment. But if you leave your name and number, we'll be sure to get back to you.
Did I tell y'all this brother was protective?
And Aisha's cool.
That's an old friend. That's from decades ago.
Aisha's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of every podcast, we like to leave you guys with a resource. Maybe something we said tonight got up under your skin, and you want to do something about this whole self-development journey, or you want to revive the spice in your marriage, or you want to learn how to meditate, how to be more present. Like, some of the things we talked about are actual skills you can learn in a workshop or in a book or in therapy. So reach out to this number, 988. You can get connected to a suicide prevention group. You can also get connected to a therapist or any other kind of support group to help you with any kind of addictions you may be struggling with. The number is 988. You can also chat with somebody online live. And they do respond. They do follow up. We've had multiple people from the podcast go on there. They are a great resource. Screenshot this and send it to somebody else who might need it. It may not be you. It may be your nephew, your niece, or your cousin who are struggling with something. They just don't know how to get out of it. Procrastination, or maybe just, trying to find hope in these times that we're living in. Maybe somebody had a relative that was, hit by ICE or deported or killed. Like, you don't have to go at it alone, is all we're saying.
Yeah. I think it's that what you just said is really good. And I believe, I feel like a lot of what could get the world as a whole past whatever this craziness that we're in is kindness. And when we were at the light about to turn into In-N-Out, the lady that came up and she was I don't know what she said to you, but when she came to my car, she said that for like a minute, just pouring into me, like, what, you just keep going and don't let anybody steal your joy, and just talking. And it was just such a blessing. And this lady was begging for money, trying to wash people's windows. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, if she could take the time, and I didn't have any cash to give her in the car, so she got nothing from me. And she still, even with the nothing, she still just kept going and make sure you have a blessed day. And I was thinking to myself, if this person who was out here probably embarrassed, trying to wash people's windows, if she could take the time to be kind, why can't we, who have a home to go to, a car to drive, just things that certain people don't have, and they're still finding in their hearts to be kind? Why can't we do it? Oh, I'm in a rush, I don't got time for it. Just stop and be kind. Even if it's to a person that you may not even usually be kind to, just ask them how their day is going. Certain things that we can do that are completely free could change people's lives. It could change your own life. So I would say go into this week intentionally wanting to practice kindness at work, at home with your kids. That's always getting on your damn nerves. With
Other
your
parents at the basketball game. Yeah.
Can you play us out, please?
You don't feel like praying? Father God, we thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to come on this podcast and just be honest and be helpful to this generation and have fun in the process. I thank you for this brotherhood. How much I benefit from it and how much more Mike even benefits from me being here. But even the audience, Father God, they get to reap some benefits of this. So we just thank you. Thank you that you've all graced us for Mike. Thank you that you give my brother grace for me, because I know. No, but really though, we do appreciate you allowing us to be the ones to bring this kind of content to this generation in a very fun, exciting, and thoughtful way. May the people who were here take away what they need to take away from it so that they can become better at who you called them to be. We just thank you for those who may have heavy hearts. May they reach out to the resource. May they reach out to you. May they open up your word and let it be a light into their feet and a lamp into their feet and a light into their path. And pray for that lady, Father God. We do pray for that lady who was there, whether she was there because she was begging or you actually planted her there. We never know when we're entertaining angels, Father God. We just thank you for those words that were spoken today. May we be just as intentional when you tell us to go somewhere and do something, not worried about how we're going to look to other people, but just concern ourselves if we obeyed you or not. We thank you, Father God, for Allie. We thank you for Aisha. We thank you for Danielle. We thank you for Kay Webb. Thank you for Netta, Father God. We thank you for McJellin, Father God. We thank you for Ray, Father God. We thank you for Candace, Father God. We thank you for who else? Miss Janae, Father God. We thank you for all the people who came on tonight, commented, joined in this conversation to make it what it was. Bless them indeed, enlarge their territory, and may your hand always be upon them. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. So for those of you that didn't get mentioned, basically Donnie does not.
I hit everybody. I hit everybody.
I'm talking to the viewers. I'm not talking to you. For the viewers that Donnie did not mention because you guys didn't comment, he does not want you guys to be blessed, but I do. So Father, please bless everyone that was watching, Lord, and place your hand upon them, Lord, that they go throughout this. That they go throughout this week with your hand upon them. In Jesus' name, we pray. And it's a better prayer than Donnie's. In Jesus' name, amen.
Everybody knows Mike's prayers don't make it past the ceiling. Until next Sunday, ladies and gentlemen.
2 Chainz.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast.
Girl, I really want to know your name.
Maybe this will help.